You hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/inkdependence keeps this channel ad-free. Hello folks, welcome to Inkdependence. I'm Mike, and this is Vinta Ulap, which is also called London Grey, as it says here. This was from Cult Pens this summer, I believe, and I'm pretty sure this is an exclusive for Cult Pens. It's a really interesting color, and I almost bought it sight unseen because Cult Pens doesn't really have a swatch. They have like a drawing, and so I had some idea what this color was going to be like, but actually after using it quite a lot, I still have no real idea what color this is. So here, you see, it's going to be a multi-chrome of some variety. On the inside of the lid, you get nothing. It's an amber-colored bottle, so not a whole lot of information. So let's look at this on a bunch of different paper, because I'll tell you what, this color looks different from on every paper I use it on. So let's get rolling. Here we have it on my usual Rhodia 80 grams per square meter. Oh look, I forgot to write what the flow was, and I don't have this in a pen anymore. I've washed that one out since. I did a lot of reviews. It's like a little secret, but I did a lot of reviews, and then I had ink vent, and then January happened, and so I'm just getting back to them. But flow on this one is, I would say, definitely wet enough, but also on the thin side, as you can see from some of the way that the shading worked here. I had this in a Pilot Custom 845 double broad, which is a big ol' nib. With a whole bunch of tipping there, and so there's plenty of flow. That was never a problem, but it was kind of thin, and that made it a little bit strange on various papers. So I don't really like it on this paper very much. I think it's too coated, and it ends up looking kind of wishy-washy and not super interesting in the text areas. I mean, it's okay, but you get kind of a greenish gray. Here, where it is swatch, you get all kinds of interesting things, including pinks and some green and some gray, and it's just a very interesting color. Shading, yeah, definitely. Multi-chrome, probably. Performance, pretty good on the copy paper, which was pretty shocking. So I think with any nib, this would be just fine on whatever paper you want to put it on. Here on my Staples 20-pound, 30% recycled copy paper with that double broad nib, you can see there are, every once in a while, like a suggestion of a feather, but really not much. A little bit of spread, perhaps, but not much of that either. And then on the back of the page, just, a few dots coming through on this absolute, like, trash tier paper. So I think with anything smaller than a double broad, it'll be totally fine. And it actually looks pretty good on this paper. As you can see, you get more character, I think, from this ink on a more absorbent paper. So that's an interesting thing to remember. All right. Then here on the, on this area, looks fine, but not amazing. 30 ml bottle, $13.19 when I got it there at Cult Pens. So pretty good price, I think, for a 30 ml bottle of this ink. Vinta inks have been a little bit all over the place for me, but some of them have been extra great. Some of them have been like just fine. This one, I think, goes in the really interesting, maybe kind of artsy category of those things. Let's see what it does with some water. I don't really know what this is going to do. Go ahead and mop this up here. It's had plenty of time. Got some interesting colors coming up. I don't know if there's going to be anything left on the page, though. Yeah, not much of anything. You get a little bit of like a pink smear, kind of, which is interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on in this ink. It's a very odd ink, really. So, yeah, there you go. Not water resistant, I wouldn't say really at all. Here is the chromatography for this ink, which gives you all kinds of interesting colors. I mean, it started down here and there's nothing left, but then you do have that pink layer that is left over there on the page, and then a nice bright blue, some other stuff in between. Yeah, it's really interesting. You wouldn't guess necessarily that that was a gray, but it 100% is kind of a gray. So there you go. All right, let's look at it on a whole bunch of other papers and then look at some comparable inks. So firstly, I have it here on HP 32-pound premium paper. This is from that same double broad. That's what I use this one in. And it doesn't look great on here, frankly. I don't think it did very well. It's okay. I didn't love the way it felt, just kind of like, this paper is a little too absorbent for it, I think, and so you end up with these like very dark areas, and then the shady bits are just not very interesting. It's fine, but it's not great. Did a little bit of bleeding on this paper, just, a bit here and there. Too absorbent, I think, on this one. Let me actually zoom out, because we'll get a look at a bunch of these all together. But you can see already how different these two look. And then I've also got it here on Tomoe River. This is a Galen Leather Co. Everyday book. And there's There's the example on here, and here's just straight up green, right? Weird, just goes green. So we've got kind of, I don't know, greenish, really green, more gray, and then this is the wheat straw paper, the Inky Fingers one, and there it is, just like a nice steely gray. I think it might look best on this one, actually. Like, this is the best balance of color and performance, I think, on this one. You still do get those very light areas here, but you get more of a gray and less of a green, I don't know, sea glass green almost. And then this is what I want. I want this area right here, but I never really got that. This ink was kind of all over the place for me. Let's take a look at the color swatches here. There it is on a Col-o-Dex card. Right there, and this looks really good on this card here. And I wasn't really sure what it would be close to. I thought maybe Sailor 123. This is way more pink and purpley than that. Much more complex, also. Then Troublemaker's a Petrichor, which I thought it would be much closer to. This is more of a, I don't know, it's got more of an emerald or some sort of thing in there. And then really, I think it's probably closest to Vinta Armada, but not super close here either. This, I think, is more saturated. Maybe they're the same kind of ink, and this is just undersaturated, and this has more saturation to it. I'm not really sure. They're both Vinta, so that's the best idea I have. But I think that's going to be what's closest is Armada. So Petrichor and 123, not really that close, although I'll leave that one over there because it's kind of close-ish. But yeah, this is an odd ink, and I think if you're going to grab a bottle of this, be ready for it to look different on every single paper you use all the time, because none of these are the same, right? It wouldn't even guess that this was the same ink, frankly. All right, that's it. Thank you very much for checking this out. Tell a friend about the channel. Hit that like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and go check out Vinta's London Grey over at Cult Pens, where I bought this summer. They have a lot of really interesting inks over there for you to check out, and I think this should go on the list if you're at all interested in this kind of weird thing. But $13, I think, is a very low price for this interesting ink in a 30 ml bottle. So there you go. That's it. Peace out.